From Dan Viv, who should the Titans get to replace A.J. Brown? Name a receiver. I would look for an outside guy. You've got Robert Woods. I think Treylon Burks, year one, probably good to play him in the slot. I would like some speed and vertical threat ability. So how about Will Fuller? Now, he's always hurt, so that's fair, but you need some speed on the outside for that organization. I think Fuller could be a good fit for what they're lacking overall.
All right, we got Wool Rugs Nashville. Could the Titans sign Trey Flowers? Could they? Sure, potentially. The only thing that I would say there could be a connection there is with Mike Vrabel. He has a lot of ties from his past playing with New England, with a lot of the people that are still executives in New England. With that being said, Trey Flowers, the Lions, there's been kind of like a triangle, if you will. Could they do it? Sure. I personally would tell Tennessee, though, to save your money.
From Tommy Tom, are the Giants going to trade Slayton or Toney? Maybe. I look at this Giants depth chart and I go, okay, you restructured Sterling Shepard, you kept Kenny Galladay, you now have Kadarius Toney, Darius Slayton, and you drafted Wan'Dale Robinson. And by the way, you have guys who played roles in recent years in C.J. Board and Colin Johnson and Richie James, and the numbers game doesn't quite add up to me for the Giants, especially if you want to have some special teams help at receiver 5 or 6, and you spend a certain pick on Robinson, you want to play him, you're just going to pay Slayton to do not a lot as a pure vertical threat. So I do think it makes sense for probably Slayton more so than Kadarius Toney as a trade target. Now, there are several teams who need wide receiver help. That is the Chicago Bears, I would argue, are in pretty dire straits from that standpoint there. I would not rule out the Browns looking for more receiver help. The Colts, if you want a lesser big body, maybe a shiftier slot guy, since Paris Campbell simply cannot stay healthy. The Falcons are still in desperate need of getting another receiver. I don't think they've done enough at that spot quite yet. The Packers, you're going to bank on Sammy Watkins? Because I ain't. Slayton would actually be a good fit for their play style. The Ravens traded away Marquise Brown. They could use one. The Saints never ruled them out. In Tennessee, no disrespect meant towards Nick Westbrook-Akina, but I would get a new number 3. So of the two Giants wide receivers, who would you rather trade for? Kadarius Toney, who has some off-the-field effort issues apparently, or the less productive at times vertical threat Darius Slayton, but Toney's starting with ball in his hands, a better player, but value, cost, etc. Pick one. DS for Darius Slayton or KT for Kadarius Toney. Brandon Kinder, is it fair to say Matthew Stafford is a top 4 QB? If we are trying to take what we are expecting this year out of quarterbacks, it's a little tough to go down that route. I think you're going to have to take Josh Allen over Matthew Stafford. I think you got to take Patrick Mahomes, maybe Russell Wilson. I think Stafford, because he's come on the Super Bowl, really helps his stock quite a bit there. I think you still got to take Brady, by the way, Rodgers as well. So now we're outside of the top 4. I think you would then start to include, he's probably in the tier of, I'm not going to anoint Herbert yet. He's in that tier. I think you're including guys like a Joe Burrow. Maybe a Wilson, I think, is probably more in that tier. Lamar Jackson, if he's not hurt and injured the entire season. I think he's one of those QBs you feel really great about as your franchise guy, even as he does begin to age, but not quite top 4 for me.
So out of the 4 teams that we see on screen right now, I have answered at least one question about every single one of these teams here on this mailbag. So out of those 4, which team is the best? Is it the Baltimore Ravens? Type BAL. Is it the Tennessee Titans? Type TEN. The Pittsburgh Steelers? Type PIT. Is it the New Orleans Saints? Go ahead and type no.
Now, if you want the best NFL coverage on YouTube, then subscribe. YouTube.com/ChatSportsTV. Let's get to 3,000 subscribers as soon as possible so we can put that little notch on our belt. Plus, you guys get free NFL videos once you subscribe for free. From Eastwood Satch, in your opinion, what team will jump from worst to first in their division this year? Okay, so I think Ravens have a really good shot because worst to first is a 2-game swing for them. They were 8-9 last year, last in the division. That would not be outlandish. The Broncos at 7-10 have a real chance for that. If Carolina can get a QB, which I don't know if they're going to be able to, they certainly make sense, but I would look at in particular Denver and Baltimore as the 2 most likely destinations because I don't believe in the Giants, the Jags, the Jets, the Lions, or Seattle quite that much. From Jeff Rogers, if you had one drive to win a game, Josh Allen or Mahomes? I mean, yes, to answer your question, I think I'll go Mahomes since I've seen him win a title already. We are also on Rumble, friends. So if you have not already, go support us over there. Free, uncensored content on that video platform. Sports from us here at Chat Sports, plus other sites have news, politics, tech, business updates as well. Give us a follow for free so we can dominate that platform. Rumble.com/NFL Daily. James Heiner, which second-year QB do you think will have a jump in year 2? Trevor Lawrence, Zach Wilson, or Justin Fields? Now, Bears fans are going to get pissy with me here. I don't think they've done enough to help Fields. The offensive line is still not great. The receiving core it's mid, to be honest. I don't like it all that much. It's average at best. Zach Wilson, the Jets have invested in and given a lot of talent to. I think Lawrence is going to take the biggest jump in year 2, though I'd probably rank them jump-wise in that order. That does not mean I'm out on Fields. I think it might be more of a year 3 breakout for him.
Go ahead, predict it. Put your money where your mouth is right now. Who ends up winning the AFC South? Do you think it's the Tennessee Titans? Type TEN. What about the Indianapolis Colts? IND. Jacksonville Jaguars? JAC. Or the Houston Texans? HOU.
From Alec G, sleepers for Offensive Rookie of the Year. Okay. The favorites right now are Kenny Pickett, Drake London, Traylon Burks as well. So some sleepers I don't mind. Let's include Breece Hall as among the favorites, top 4 there. How about Kenneth Walker for Seattle, plus 1,000. I think Burks is a favorite. How about Sky Moore, plus 1,100? I think those 2 guys could make sense. Your top 5, by the way, just real quick. Pickett, London, Burks, Hall, and Watson are your top 5 in the Rookie of the Year odds. So anyone beyond that, I'll call a sleeper there. If you want to go super duper deep dark horse pick, could go with how about Jalen Tolbert? If the injury problems persist at receiver for Dallas, he could be receiver 2 quickly for them. Decent dark horse bet there. And hell, I know he's a first. Another dark horse name here. How about Trey McBride from Arizona? If Ertz gets hurt or they make McBride the starter, he could put up some big numbers in that offense.